I'd previously made some videos which I'd uploaded to my Facebook page, and a friend of mine said that I was saying some interesting things and that perhaps I should put them up on YouTube. It's something that I'd considered doing in the past, and I thought, well, maybe she's got a point, and I've done so. So this is my YouTube channel. And it's been fascinating. I'm very new at this. I've got a moderate amount of subscribers. I thank every single one of you for subscribing, and a moderate amount of views, although it's doing quite well considering I've only been doing it for a couple of months. I think, you know, the audience that I've got is quite encouraging. Of course, I'd like to build my audience. So if you do like the content, please do subscribe and like and comment. If you comment below, it does help. The likelihood of my videos going higher up on feeds, etc. But I feel that I've entered the YouTube rabbit hole to some extent. I've known about YouTube's existence since about 2005. I've used it to search for music videos, particular topics that I'm interested in occasionally. But the extent to what is going on with some of these YouTube personalities, the so-called Skeptic Community, individuals like David Rubin and Sargon of Akkad and Tim Pool, I was unaware of, completely unaware of, and the impact that these people are having and the command of a particular narrative which they're gaining, I was completely unaware of, and it has been eye-opening. And surprise, surprise, these guys are being attacked by the social justice warriors and the identity politics brigade as being alt-right. David Rubin and Sargon of Akkad have apparently been accused of being alt-right and white supremacists, which is completely absurd if you watch what they're doing. Some other leftists have referred to David Rubin as being a gateway to the alt-right. I certainly don't agree with everything that David Rubin believes, and I certainly don't agree with everything that Sargon of Akkad believes, and many of the others. But what I do appreciate and respect about them, and the broader layer of young millennial rebel conservatives, is this. On the one hand, the batshit left, who are crazy social justice warrior types, shut down any kind of debate. Their behaviour and their tactics are imbecilic. And on the other hand, you have the far right, equally batshit, dangerous, fanatical lunatics. And they're pushing themselves into these extremes, shutting down any kind, particularly when it comes to the far left, shutting down any kind of controversial or challenging alternative narrative to the narrative which they indeed dominate themselves. It's highly dangerous. And what these individuals have done, the so-called skeptic community, is that they've taken it. You're not allowed to talk about this, you'll be attacked. You're not allowed to talk about this, you'll be attacked. Well, some of these issues are rational and they're important, the conversations are important, and they've taken it. They're taking the moral high ground and having a massive impact. It's also surprising to me that the left doesn't mention it, that I'm aware of. Also, if you look at the quality of the content and the quality of the debates that they're producing, it's incredibly high and incredibly professional. And you look at the left organisations and the impact that they're having on social media, it's profoundly amateurish in comparison. It's something that we've overlooked. Another thing where we're just behind the times on it. And it's another thing which we need to wake up on. So I would recommend that you watch them and you watch their debates and you listen to what they have to say. This is what is dangerous. Because the fanatical SJWs are shutting down discussions, I've had my video on Islam flagged as hate speech and removed. On Facebook, I've been called a bigot, a racist, a right-wing fascist cunt. Just some of the attacks that I've been subjected to. I'm a left-wing. I'm well left of centre. I'm a radical. You know, irony of ironies. Because of the content of some of the videos that I've put up, a guy recently was having a conversation with somebody I know, concerned that I'd slipped to the right. I was going into unhealthy territory. This is lunacy, absolute lunacy. So again, I think we need to be having these conversations. And this skeptic community, these millennial YouTube conservatives and these classical liberals are very critical of the left. But we've given them the moral high ground because they're talking about controversial issues that we're not allowed to discuss. It is a plurality of position that we should be having. We should be addressing the very serious concerns that people have on a wide number of issues and engaging them on it. But the left, the SJW, liberal, identity politics left just cannot do that. They just get hysterical, aggressive, confrontational, they smash stuff up, they go around knocking out young women because they're wearing Trump hats. Do you really think that people are going to look at the way you're behaving and think, wow, I want to live in a society that those scumbags are going to create? Are you really having a fucking laugh? Because I don't. And most rational people in the middle don't either. And it may come as a fucking shock to some of you people, but most people aren't far-right Nazis. They're concerned about things and they are not allowed to talk about them. The broad left is scared to talk about them. Even those sections of the broad left that aren't actually stupid and would be willing to discuss them and recognises that there are issues, it's scared to. People have positions, they're not prepared to risk it. People are in paid positions, and sometimes quite well paid. They're not going to stick their necks out. You know? This is something now which we need to have some balls. I wonder if I'm allowed to say that. We need to grab a hold of this and start speaking out affirmatively against it. It's regressive and it's dangerous and it's destroying democracy. Anybody who slightly deviates from the SJW narrative is attacked, sometimes violently, and shut down. This is why the classical liberals are winning the moral high ground. Please, for Christ's sake, wake up. Start having uncomfortable conversations with people, and perhaps we might start to win respect among those people who we should be winning respect towards. And for fuck's sake, will you start talking about class